Now let's run the game and see what happens. There we go. You get an error. I knew this. I'm just testing it for you guys so you can see what happens. Let's see what the error says. Well, the error says missing component. There is no animation attached to the main player game object, but a script is trying to access it. You probably need to add the animation to the game object main player, or your script needs to check the components. Needs to check if the component is attached before using it. Now you're probably thinking on the other side, okay, what the hell does that mean? It's pretty straightforward actually. That's one thing I love about Unity's error system message. It's really straightforward and understandable. Now what it's just told me is, hey dude, okay, you want to play this animation, but it doesn't exist on the main player object over here. All it contains over here is the FPS controller script, the character controller, and FPS mouse look. But where is the animation? There's nowhere to be found. Now, if you notice, animation is on the soldier's object. This contains all the 72 animations. This is because this is the way it was built in the 3D package, and it has to stay on that object in order to work. So now I know it's on this soldier. So how do I get these animations to come up on the main player script part? Now that's pretty simple as well. We're going to be using something called game object. You're probably thinking, okay, but game object, that's what you define in your variables. Well, that's exactly what you use. So you put game object dot find. It's a capital G and a capital O, by the way. Find, open bracket, close bracket, two speech marks in here. And what we want to do is we want to tell Unity, as soon as the game runs, we want it to find something called soldier. And because this thing's called soldier and contains animation, that's what we're going to paste into the two speech marks. Okay, so Unity knows to find soldier. What do we want it to do once it finds it? We're going to say dot after the closing bracket, dot animation. Well, actually, before I do that, let me just explain something to you. Now, if you press dot and you get this list, you know you're doing it right. Basically, it's telling us, okay, this soldier is what you're looking for, but what do you want to do to this soldier? Do you want to activate the script on this guy? Do you want to add a component to this guy? Do you want to do an animation on him? Do you want to play an audio on this guy? Do you want him to broadcast a message? Do you want to do something to the camera, the collider, the compare tags, or do you want to equal something, game object, or get component children, or get components, or whatever you want to do. But in this case, we're only worrying about the animations. So we want it to get the animation. So click on animation, and then put dot. Now animation gives you a few options here, and there's plenty of them, believe me. You've got crossfade queued. Don't worry about the crossfade and crossfade queued yet. That's because that will be in the later tutorial when the advanced animation comes in. Right now we actually want to use play. It's as simple as that. Animation.play. It's a capital P, it's right there. And then we're going to tell the system what animation we want to play on the soldier. And it's going to be open bracket, speech mark, idle, underscore, main. Now please, it is crucial to name your animations exactly what you name them outside, because if you don't, you're going to have issues. So let's just update. Error's gone, which is a good thing always. And let's go back to the main player. This time you notice that the game was running. This time you notice that it's going to work. There is an animation attached to me. Oh, sorry, 1 second. The game wants to define soldier animation of player idle main. Okay, I should not get that error anymore. That's a bit strange. Did I save the script? I'm sure I did. Did he have an update? That's a good question. Let me reset the script. Move speed is 5. Let's just double click on this error. Oh, sorry guys, it's my fault once again. It is a very simple error. When you click on the soldier, and remember I showed you guys that I click on something called idle and it takes you there. What I forgot to do was afterwards, once I renamed the idle animation, idle main, click back on the soldier guy and attach that into his animation list. Because what happened was, when Unity found the player, it said, okay, this is quite strange. The soldier's here, but it has no animation called idle animation. Idle main. Now if it can't find anything like that, it's just gonna say there is no animation attached to the main player game object, but the script trying to access it. So it did work in a way, but just because I didn't attach it on there made it do something else. So for right now, it should work. There you go, he's playing his animation. Now you can notice this because you can see the screen moving itself, and it's got its own unique movement on the camera as well. And if you look at the player above, you can see him shaking, or we're moving left to right, or whatever he's doing. So yeah, we got the idle animation working, which is good. Now we need to start worrying about the up, down, left and right. So up, we're going to play up animation. Down, we're going to play down animation. Left, it's going to be left strafe, and right, right strafe. Save this. And before we do go back into the script, I'm going to look for the animations that I need. So I'm going to need walk. Walk's over here. Click on walk. Right, go to edit and duplicate. Rename this to walk main. There it is. Okay, got it. Let me just leave the old ones out of here so it's not interfering with my work. Okay, walk main's over there. Click back on soldier. Sorry, click back on walk main and just change that to loop. We want it to loop walk constantly. Click back on soldier and then click and drag walk main into an empty slot space into our animation list. Save that. Now because I know there's 2 more animations, what I'm going to do now is go to the top and increase this by 2, so 74. This is because I want strafe left and right to be there, and yeah, that's right, yeah, the run's supposed to be there. Okay, let's look for the strafing. Where are you? Aha. Don't want run. I don't want run. I just want strafe walk left. There we go. It's strafe walk right, which one over here. Click it, duplicate it. Right at the end I'm just going to put underscore main so I know what the right name is. And I'm going to change this to loop. Back onto soldier, attach that animation to him now. Okay, got that one out of the way, which is fantastic. Let me look for the left one. Crouch, nope, not for crouch yet. Strafe walk left, strafe walk left, aim, strafe walk left, there we are. Duplicate by clicking edit, duplicate, underscore at the end of it and put main. Now I've got this animation as well. I need to attach it to the soldier as well. Right to the bottom and attach that last animation. It's not the last, but just the last main things we need. Okay, back into the script. Now, if you remember the door little raycast we made over here, underneath this, we're going to start a new if statement. We're going to say if open bracket, close bracket, open curly brace, close curly brace. By the way, if you don't have this door thing over here, don't worry too much about it. You can go to the door tutorial and see how it was done, but you can do it without door tutorial as well. Just look for an empty space somewhere, but make sure it's above the move direction .y minus equals gravity time dot delta time. Otherwise you're going to screw your whole script up. Okay, so I want to say if our input dot get key is equals to, not equal, sorry, open bracket, close bracket, key code dot W, which is our walking upwards key. I want to play the walk animation, so game object dot find open bracket, close bracket, and inside here I'm going to put two speech marks, soldier, is that what it's called? Yes it is, yeah, soldier. Okay, got that there. And then dot animation dot play open bracket, close bracket, two speech marks inside, close that off. Let me go get the animation name. That's called walk main. Actually, I know what it's called. Walk main, walk underscore main, save. Oh, before I do continue, I think I forgot the backwards walk. I did, yeah. Well, I got it here, walk backwards main. Just do the same thing, follow the same steps, and it should be called, its original animation should be called walk backwards, which is over here. Just do duplicate with that and call it walk backwards main, and make sure you apply it into this, which I haven't. So 75, add a new one right to the bottom, walk backwards main. There we are. Save it, save it, save it, save it. Okay, duplicate this line, the whole if statement, paste it, and paste it. So you should have four things over here. Change this one to S for our back movement, change this one to A, our left movement, and D, our right movement. Crossfade.